criminals exploiting you are included in that. We recommend that you set up the system to upload automatically, or certainly regularly check for updates manually. By keeping your operating system up to date, you're really fortifying its defenses against ransomware and attacks. Other things is don't click on links that you don't know where they've come from, unsolicited or spam emails from companies or individuals that you don't recognize. Try and visit websites that you know are reputable. Ensure that you have effective updates in relation to security software, what we used to call antivirus. Ensure that everything is really up to date, and the regular backups is really, really important to do, and to make sure that that doesn't happen to you. It's simple things, but let me tell you, it can destroy people, it can destroy companies, and an awful lot of companies in the UK have gone into liquidation because they've had a cyber attack and they haven't been ready for it.
Now, let's factor in St. Vincent and the Grenadines and the Caribbean. How safe are we? What would you rank us as on a scale of 1 to 10, perhaps?
Well, do you know, on a 1 to 100, I wouldn't rank anyone in any, because I think everyone is vulnerable. There's an awful lot of English-speaking areas within your islands. That's what people attack, is English-speaking, but they also revert to speaking in local languages or speaking in other nationalities. So we've got to be very much aware of that. And unfortunately, we don't want victims to become victims. And as I said, it can happen across the world. Now, attacks that have happened in the Caribbean region include, for example, PriceSmart, allegedly the latest victim of ransomware, the group of ALF, also known as Black Cat. There was a recent attack on telecommunication services in Trinidad and Tobago, which was hacked only a few weeks ago. There's allegations that ransomware groups screenshot what they see and then publicize it. And of course, we've also got to remember that in Belize, in July, 355 gigabytes of data. That is a huge amount of data was compromised. The data for the Belize Electric Sims company was a victim of ransomware. Apparently, they were targeting the company since May of this year. And the company had to set up security and fortunately stop the attacks in the middle of the attack, so they weren't affected. But it can affect anyone, really, any business and any individual.
Is ransomware the only major threat that we face right now?
No, there's loads of threats, unfortunately, and I try and be positive about the internet. And if you take the necessary, but there's all sorts of things. I mean, the first thing that I've already mentioned is updating your operating system, making sure you've got security. But passwords are really, really important. Passwords, you don't have to change on a regular basis unless you think you've been compromised. But the most important thing is to have a different password for everything you do. Some people, and people aren't going to like this, may need 10 or 12 different passwords. But you can always use a password vault, which you normally get from your security software company. And that way you can lock up it all and one password will be able to do it. We recommend that you use 3 independent words and put them together. So I'm in Wales right now. It's very cold, but it's a lovely, lovely sunny day. And I'm looking at the roadway. I'm looking at houses, and I'm looking at gardens. So if you put roadway, houses, gardens together, all in one word, very difficult to crack that. And again, of course, you can put something like FB at the end of it, which could be Facebook, or X, which would be the old Twitter. So there are ways to do it and to make sure that you're safe and secure. Please don't use the same password, and don't use your son's or your daughter's name. Don't use the dog name. Don't use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The criminals are very aware of that and will attack you really easily if you do.
All right. So the Caribbean region, What work have you been doing here?
Well, we've done everything that we can think of. Anything that we do in the UK, we've also been doing in the Caribbean. So we've got one thing that's really important if you go into a website is we've got something called Check a Website. Now, this is in a number of countries, but we've championed it in the UK, but we're also sharing that with our colleagues in the Caribbean. And it's something you can put a website in that you've never used before, and it'll give you a result as to how secure that particular website is. Is it well known? Has it just been started? Has other people checked it? Are there any vulnerabilities on there? A lot of these websites can have malware on it, and the actual owners of the website may never know. So that's really important, what they're doing. Another recent campaign was for students and children to be safer online. I always talk to parents about children being safe, and they say, oh, my children know more about the internet than I do. Yeah, but they don't know more about risk and threats. So you've got to sit down with them, get them to educate you a bit, but you can educate them as well. And of course, one of the most important things that we're seeing at the moment is looking at the current events, is the recent AI problems that we're seeing, artificial intelligence. Now, I think it's a potentially fantastic thing for all people around the world, but it also carries some dangers. So there's a webinar on the Get Safe Online website called Demystify AI. It's a recording that you can find on your website in St. Vincent's and the Grenadines, and I would recommend anyone looking at that as well.
And you're taking me now to the next question. Where can we go to get information like this?
Well, obviously, I want you all to go to the Get Safe Online in your area. It's really important that you see the local information, and that is www.getsafeonline.vc. So it's really important, and I would recommend anyone go in there. And if you don't do anything else about today, pass on that website to your friends, to your colleague, to your parents, to your children. It's a mass of information. It's probably the most condensed information probably in the world in relation to everything that goes on from children all the way up to silver surfers.
So it will answer all my questions, parental controls. How could I protect my passwords? How could I protect myself? How could I have a better experience online?
Absolutely. It starts at the beginning and goes all the way to the end. It's an encyclopedia of information you need to know. Put the word into the search box and up it will come. And what I would say to anybody is, if they put something in and they can't find it, or they think it's not on the website, let us know. We will get it up there as soon as we can, probably within a matter of days.
And especially with AI, that's the new frontier.
It is the new frontier, but I'm asking people not to be frightened of it. Yes, there are some scams that we see out there. You know, we've all seen these people standing, presidents from different countries, and it looks like it's them. But actually, if you take a good look and you watch it a second time, you'll see that their mouth might move and their eyes might move, but the rest of the body doesn't move. They're very clever, but they're not that accurate at the moment. So keep your eye on that, and don't be scared of it.
Excellent. Is there anything else, though, that you would like to share with our listeners?
No, it's been great talking to you, John. It's been great talking to your listeners first thing in the morning. I don't know what the weather's like with you. As I said, it's pretty cold over here. We possibly might have a white Christmas, but I doubt that'll happen to you.
Very much so. We're in the tropics, all day sunshine, a little bit of rain every now and then.
Well, I'm waiting for an invitation, Donnie, to your house for Christmas, and I'll get on a flight straight away.
Most definitely. My brain is telling me that we have had this conversation before.
Possibly. We've regularly tried and give information out on the radio across the Caribbean. So we make but it's well worth rehearsing it. We've just talked about AI. We've never talked about that before. So there's lots of things that Steve coming in, and it's well worth reminding people what they should and shouldn't be doing.
And one of the things, though, as we wrap up, our local landscape is where more and more children are online, and the incidences of cyberbullying it's more and more prevalent.
It's not just your country; it's every country in the world. I talk to schools on regular basis about cyberbullying. I'm honest enough. I've got grandchildren now, but I'm honest enough that when I was in school, I was bullied for a short period of time. But it only happened when I was in school. The minute I left school, the minute the weekend came or a long holiday, I was safe from it. Now, it gets worse when you leave school because people are online and they're doing it and you see it. So talk to your children to make sure that they're not a victim of bullying, but also try and find out whether your child is bullying someone else. Because if there's someone who's being bullied, there's someone who's bullying. So it works both ways.
Indeed. And all these information we can get on getsafeonline.vc.
Absolutely, and please have a look at it. And as I said, enjoy the internet, but enjoy it safely.
And let me thank you for your time.
Absolutely pleasure to be with you, Donny. As always.
Have a great one.
All the best. Merry Christmas to you.
Thank you. NBC Radio, the sound of the nation. Timely and pertinent information. I invite you to go online. Type in getsafeonline.vc. getsafeonline.vc. Start there and see where it takes you. Perhaps it will help have a greater experience, safer experience online. This is NBC Radio, the sound of the nation.